Now it's going down.
Yes, sir. And we are live on Facebook as well. I want to welcome everybody to the On Deck Circle featuring Terrell Trace Carter.
What's up, family?
Bending the Curve, 3 steps to winning your race. As you can see, we are doing something a little different this go round. That's what happens when you tap in with somebody that's just creative, that is doing some amazing things in life. But as you know, the On Deck Circle is a conversation. It's a platform for us to talk about our playing days. If you're a current athlete, talk about what's next. And more importantly, just figuring out like what is our challenges, what are some things that we overcame in life, and how we can sow into the lives of others and add value. So while I'm sitting here getting myself a nice cut from my guy, this is just one of the things that he does at a very high level in life. I've been inspired by what he does, not necessarily what he does, entrepreneurship wise or in the rap game, things like that. But more importantly, how he does life. He's doing life at a very high level. I consider this guy a brother of mine in Christ, and some things that he's doing has just really impacted me on a major level. If you haven't had the opportunity just yet, hop on over to his IG. You will be blessed in his IGTV by some of the dope tracks he's been dropping as of late. But I couldn't have done something with him and not be able to at least tap into what this man does with his razor game, with his clipper game.
Shout out Babylus one time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Most gorgeous clippers in the world. You ain't telling them where to follow me. You just made them go to a phantom.
I haven't gotten there just yet. I haven't gotten there just yet. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into that. So do yourself a favor and follow my guy, Trace Carter, at Inspired by TC, correct? Did I say that right? Yeah, Inspired by TC. You will not be disappointed. Today, he's going to be actually telling us how he was a track star coming up. And that was his thing, right? Yeah. That was his thing.
And so he's just found that out, though, right?
I just found that out. He's the very first track star to join us here on the On Deck Circle. So I'm super excited about it, brother. I'm super excited to be able to partner with somebody that is doing some great things in life. Mm-hmm. So if you're watching us also today for the very first time, we going live on IG.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm all, we got, just for context, what's up, Facebook, what's Instagram, wherever you at in the world, it's going down. I forgot that there were multiple cameras. I was trying to see the comments because I see people jabbing. What's up,
yeah.
Make sure you share this with your friends. It's going to go down. We're going to talk. He's done about a 25% job of explaining who I am.
Yeah, trust me, there's definitely more to this gentleman. He's doing some incredible things, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and shoot straight from the hip. So, brother, talk to me about just the track background. Like, where did track come from? Because I'm just learning, just how y'all are learning about this is brand new news to me too. Yeah. So if you want to give us some context on that, and then we can kind of spin it from there and move on. But where did track come from, man?
Well, I mean, so first off though, on the barbering tip, if you ever see a barber, I got complete power in here, because whenever I want to control the combo, all I gotta do is say, hey bro, let me edge up your lip. Now he's silent. Now I get, if I ever wanted to win an argument in a barbershop combo, that's my tactic.
I like that.
I'll get your lip, bro.
Instantly.
And that's fact. But no, I mean, honestly, track came back in high school, dude. I went to Independence High School, class of 2008. When I came in high school, 2014, I had never run track before. You know what I'm saying? I only played football. Came in as a freshman at Independence High School, starting varsity quarterback. That's the year Eric Hall, Torrey Cornett, D'Angelo Smith, Smith, all them boys came out in 2004.
Okay.
That June, and I came in at August, right?
Wow.
I just was extremely fast. You know what I'm saying? Even at quarterback, we ain't thrown nothing. You know what I'm saying? We rushed it 22 right up the middle 70 times a game. But them bootlegs would be vicious.
And you was killing
them. And all my homies would run track. So I played that football in the spring. And, all my homies that ran track in middle school, I ain't know nothing about it. They like, we running track in the fall, in the spring. And, I I ain't had the right mind frame back then. It was like, oh yeah, the girls out there too. This is what they wear. It's like, oh yeah, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and try to run this track real quick.
So
but
it was
natural.
So it was the ladies that
well,
got you.
I'm naturally competitive, and it was just one of those things like I didn't know it was an option. Like, oh shoot, I could just be fast. Like in the streets, you were fast, so you could be fast in football. You know, I never saw it isolated like that until I got to high school.
Okay.
And then it all made sense. Like, oh man, one thing I always was drawn to the stuff that not everybody else was drawn to, and that's been one of honestly my keys to life is finding your competitive advantage, finding where there's less competition, where you can actually cut to the top really quick. You know, I'm a black dude that went to cosmetology school, so I'm a unicorn there. You know, in the track arena back then, nobody was running hurdles, bro. Like everybody wanted to be the 100. Everybody wanted to be the 200.
Yep.
I was like, shoot, I can run the 400 and the 800. Yeah. Nobody like running that because it's too much. Yeah. But I could run that, and then I run the hurdles, and that it just wasn't no comp. And then in the city, you know, so by like my junior year, I was figuring it out. Okay. I'm sorry, freshman year, I'm figuring it out. Sophomore year, it was rolling all the way up until like we came in third in the state. You know,
wow.
Yeah. And that was the year Glenville. Remember, what's your boy from OSU, wide receiver?
Ted
Ginn. That team set the state record in the 4x4 for a team. And our senior year, we came in third place. But our time beat that state record. But Dayton Dunbar and Cleveland Glenville was in first and second. So like that, it was just a super fast heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll never forget that. That was senior year.
Man,
so it kind of came out of nowhere.
My track career was it was short lived. I did it in my senior year of high school, and it was simply because my one of our teachers who was like he wasn't the track coach. He was more so like an advisor, but he pretty much forced me to do it, and I hated it. But he pushed me, and I appreciate it, and I did the 800. But I ain't gonna lie, man, that takes a lot of wind to run that race. That 800 is no joke.
You wanna know what's funny? So this was my routine. This was every track meet. Bro. The 4x8 is first. I would run the 4x8. And we run the men's heat. And, you know, we was moving in the city. So we'd be like, it'd be last, like, you know, the final. Boom, 4x8. The next race is the hurdles. So they immediately go 100 hurdles with females. So I would run an 800. And you know that's a beast. I was running probably like, my fastest was just under 2 minutes.
Oh, you was moving.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a good pace.
Yeah.
And then I got about a couple of heats of 110 hurdles or 100 hurdles, then it's 110 hurdles. So I would run back-to-back races, and I remember not having my legs a lot.
I bet. Yeah. So for you, I mean, you said something there that's kind of profound. You how you did the back-to-back races. So talk about the transition, right? So you have a gap in between those races, obviously. So apply, I guess, give me some context on like how you do that in life, like how you've taken your track experience and you've been able to do the same thing in life. Because I see you doing a lot, and I don't see you doing things that are just like that every man can do. Like you do things at a high level, and with you doing things at that level, man, like what is the mental approach to that? Because that has to be the difference maker with you, because nothing you do is on a smaller level.
Well, I think I've always been an underdog. Shout out one time, underdog. If you ain't got the book, make sure you go get it off the chain. But you know what's funny? I never had nobody ask a question like that, like comparing track to life.
Yeah.
Like, because when you said at that time, what my mind went to untrained. You know, my mind went to just organic. You know. I mean, we had a track coach, but he wouldn't run in the hurdles. Like, it wasn't no hurdle coach. Right. It was, hey, you got to run fast and get over this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people look at me now, everything that I've accomplished. I mean, I've built financial intelligence units at Fortune 500 companies, like multiple institutions. You know, my pivot into entrepreneurship, you know, I say this in context because I think it matters, because I know that there's young black men that watch your podcast, follow you on social media. I know a lot of them, the only example they've seen is, man, I either got to make it in sports, I got to make it in entertainment,
Yeah.
or it ain't much else. Like, I'm from a non-college graduate.
Yeah.
By 25, I'm making six figures in you know, what people would call, you know, the white man's world. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to go corporate America.
Nah.
Corporate America allowed me to build nest egg so I can go pursue passions. But, you know,
And
but
same
untrained
here.
though. You know what I'm saying?
Same here. That's it's funny you put it like that, but I appreciate my experience in corporate America. I recently made that transition from corporate America last year. It will be a year on the 28th of this month, which is my birthday. That was a birthday gift to myself, was to pivot in my journey in life to no longer do the corporate world and go full-time entrepreneurship. But when you do that, you must,
Right.
and I say must, you must walk by faith, because entrepreneurship is a beast of its own. And there's a lot of things that are, they're so you can't prepare for them. You and I were talking earlier today before we actually started our conversation about how there's hurdles that appear in our path, right?
Yeah.
Those hurdles will appear that weren't a part of the original race.
Yep.
Talk to me about how some of your hurdles that have presented themselves in life, how those hurdles have positioned themselves and how you've been able to overcome them. Because for those of you who don't know, he's starting to share this now in his music. And this is how I learned a lot more about the behind the scenes of his life. But talk to me a little bit more about these hurdles, man, because I'm big on hurdles and slaying giants and things like that. So share with me a little bit about that.
Man, where to begin?
Let's take it.
I was gonna say, like, because I think before I go into the hurdle piece, remember we were talking about like the three phases of the 400. The 400 was probably I was dope at the hurdles because I was unique, but I was really competitive in the 400. You know, I was running 4x4s against Isaiah Pede and them boys from Eastmore.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Aaron Mackey was at Eastmore. He was on that 4x4 team. That's why he give me clout, because he used to always
shout out to Maggie. New birth in the house.
You know what I'm saying? But the three phases of the 400: the start, the float, and the finish. You know what I'm saying? The 400 is a man's race, because I mean you gotta really be moving for a long duration of time. Shout out the sprinters, 100, 200, but you know, that's burst and we out. But the 400, it's a mental race, you know? And when you start, you get out the blocks real fast. You know, they train you. You probably want to be as close to 100% coming, like, because you start at the top of at the curve, so you, or the bottom of the curve. So you come out the blocks on the curve. You want to set the tone. You want to break staggers. You want to. Now I'm overlaying this to life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The things that we start well, we want to get out with relationships. You know what I'm saying? With new jobs.
Yeah.
And we get new, new places we move to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we invest that initial energy in our relationships that you've been married how long?
It'll be 13 years in November.
Shout out, Black Love.
Appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to wifey,
You know
babe.
what I'm saying?
She cooking up some stuff.
The winner circle. Listen, get
Hey,
you one. I'm
Absolutely.
But you know what, like, your original pursuit, the energy on the front end, staying up all night, like fall asleep
Fall
put
asleep
the
on the
phone on
phone?
speaker, and you wake up in the morning.
And you still there though?
8-hour call. You know what I'm saying?
What you know about that, man?
I'm serious. That's how you gotta start.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? When you get a new job, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to build relationships, show them, that wasn't just an interview. You know what I'm saying? I come with it.
Yeah.
You hit, but you stay there for a year or two. You start finding the edges to peel around. You know.
Yes.
But I just say all that to say, like, you can't set that pace, or you can't run that entire race like that.
Nah.
Because you won't have energy for the full duration. You know. Relationships, jobs. If I give everything that I have at the beginning, I know that there's a difficult finish. You know what I'm saying? So I have to build margin in my energy tank. I only got 100% of energy. I got to be a husband with that. I got to be a father with that. I got to be a business person with that. I got to do professional and self-development with that. I got to be a son. I got to be a cousin. I got to be a brother. But I only got one jetpack. So it's on me. It's on me to be a good steward of my energy.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
so. That's what I learned from that race. Like how you start, you got to make that transition into the float phase. So the float phase is it's objective on goal. Because if you're trying to set a world record, you want to ideally like you want to be like 92 to 97% of octane in the float. But it's based on like how competitive the race is around you. Like if they moving, you know what I'm saying, you might have to tuck with them, but you got to roll with it. But if you're the favorite and you can lead the pack, you can find a comfortable pace. You can do the same. I overlay that in life, relationships, and business. You got to find the routine that doesn't create burnout.
Wow, you just changed the game for me in a lot of ways, and I gotta pause you there because I'm big on mentorship, right, and running life and running my race with people that are going to push me. And you said like if the group is moving, then you might have to tuck and start moving.
Yeah.
There's power in that. There's so much power in that. Be mindful of who we surround ourselves with. And running with people who are winning in life is something that I encourage everybody to do some inventory of who we're running with. Because to be able to run a race with you, knowing where you're going in life, that's only going to motivate me, right? That's only going to inspire me to see the way that you love on your family, the way that you celebrate, and the way that you honor your wife. We're going to get into this because he dropped a track that has just like changed the game for all the married guys. It's Pursuit of Peak. If you haven't tapped into it yet, go to his IGTV. It'll bless you. Actually, go to tracecarter.com and it will bless you there. But so who are you? Who would you say are running this race with you that are keeping you just like up at a high level? Because if you are always the favorite and you're always the one out in front, then there's going to be times where you may want to just go ahead and coast in that flow. But if you're running with some Usain Bolts,
yeah. I still think, man, I know what you mean when you talk about who you run with. I'm more so I would who you train with. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, for me, who I train with, that's the people that's gonna push me with like to make sure I go beyond myself in practice.
Yeah.
Because that's the person that'll show up on the track. Because for me, once the race start, I can't look at nobody. You know what I'm saying?
So I know it's me versus me then.
It's like, well, I know who's in the race, but then it becomes on me to study that person. You know what I'm saying? Because this is knowing your competitor. Entrepreneurs, you gotta know who in the game with you. Because just because I see you running fast in the float doesn't mean I need to run with you. I'm looking at him like, bro, he foolish. He don't know about the final 150. So I'm gonna let him I know I'm gonna catch him. I know his work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I know he start out all excited, but he get distracted. He got 80% of his projects left incomplete anyway. I don't even need to worry about his sprint. But that's knowing the game, knowing yourself, knowing your kick, and knowing who's in the race with you. If you see Usain Bolt open up, you got to know the real players and not the people who got all the dope outfit on and look like they fast.
Come on, man. Come on.
Because that's a lot of that.
Come on, man.
Too, you know.
And social media has enabled. Social media has given people the ability to personify and to display this false sense of, I'm just flat out say it, work ethic. Because it's so easy to throw a facade out there for everybody to like and love and say, oh, you dope and you doing this, but then you're empty on behind the scenes, or you don't even, what you have is not authentic. And it's kind of, it's discouraging to see, because you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. God created you for one specific reason. Like he had a goal in mind when he allowed you to exist in this world. Find out what that is. Seek him, get that understanding, and turn it up.
That's why I think it's important who you train with.
And I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I was at the gym with you, you know what I'm saying, and I really care about you.
Right.
You know, I see you running 300 hurdles, but I'm watching your game, I'm like, man, you know, he ain't really built for that race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me make a suggestion. You know, so that's why I always encourage people, be open to feedback. Yeah. Because that's a part of it too, you know, be open to feedback. but you get people around you who will help maneuver your energy in effective ways. You know what I'm saying? That's bending the curve.
That is
getting
that's
around.
exactly,
That's what bending the curve is, bro. People look at where I'm at now, and they don't realize that that's just a product of great mentor relationships. Like actively sought out relationships. I was like, yo, I want to get into real estate. Let me find the Michael Jordan of real estate in Columbus and have combos with that person.
Absolutely.
I want to get into the hair salon industry. Let me sit down with Charles and Deborah Penzone and like, yo,
yeah,
you know, and because honestly, I'm the type of person I don't need what you have. If I can get how you think, I can go get what you have.
Say that
You know what I'm saying?
one more time.
I don't need any handout from you.
Not one.
But if I can get how you think, how you process your decisions,
Yeah.
I'm going to learn it and then I'm going to go implement it and get what you got. My own, you know? That's why I like reading a lot, you know? Because that mentors. I can't sit down knee to knee with Ray Kroc or Sam Walton or Jeff Bezos or Richard Branson or, you know what I'm saying, Steve Harvey, some of my favorites, T.D. Jakes. I can't sit knee to knee with them dudes.
Right.
But they got books.
Absolutely.
That's the close. I see you had the Steve Harvey on you got a nice collection over there too.
Yeah, there's quite a few books over there, man.
The Audacity of Hope. I was looking, Committed Teams is hot up there.
Yeah.
But that's another opportunity to get how people think. So when I was making decisions as an entrepreneur, I had all these other entrepreneurs, their philosophies in my mind. Like, we're talking memoirs. Phil Knight writing Shoe Dog. Like, this is how I built Nike.
Giving us the game. Giving us the game.
And I just keep it in there because to go back to the race, we start well. We find that momentum. But I don't care what the race is, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a new business, whether it's school, whatever it is, there will be the finish. When you start at the top of the curve, you run, you come off that second curve, and then it's the home stretch, bro. But this is where the races are won and lost. Because when you start getting fatigue in the race, the first thing that goes is your form.
And that's so true. That's in any sport.
Feel me?
That's in every single sport. Your form just goes all over the place because
you're right, football, all that.
Yeah, because you're struggling to get something in the tank to get you up the field or up the court, and that fatigue is beginning to set in.
But it's the form that matters. You know, you have to focus on it more when you're in pain.
Yeah.
When you overlay that with real life. When things get stressful, when I'm under duress, I'm feeling pain. You know, maybe my habits, the things I started doing. You know, I started my day with prayer for 30 minutes 2 years ago, but I got so busy in the float got so demanding that when it got tough, like, dang, I ain't doing the things I used to, or my just form start breaking down. I know to do better, but I don't have the I don't want to give the energy to that. You know, that's a mental thing. You gotta tell your body to give that energy because you know that's what works.
Absolutely.
Coming down the home stretch, you know your elbows got to stay up and your knees got to stay up because that's the only way they will be, you know, actually staying up. Otherwise, you start getting short-legged and somebody sneak up on you. That same dude that watched you give it all in the float. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, he ain't gonna make it through that. When I see husbands and wives stop taking dates, I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to struggle in the finish. You know what I'm saying? When I hear an entrepreneur stop asking God, like, God, what do you want me to do with this business? Once he like, oh yeah, you know, we got our year-to-year review, so this is where we're going to steer this. Once I see that, it's like, man, it's going to be tough. Yeah. We're going through the COVID right now, you know, just the 2020. Yes. This has been that struggling time for a lot of, well, I won't say for a lot of people, but a lot of people are experiencing that feeling of, dang, everything about me is burning and saying, bro, give up. Give up on the marriage. You done been home with, work used to be a distraction. Now you've been with her every day for the past 12 weeks. You realize, like, dang, I don't even like you like that. Right. Like, your body is telling you give up, but not form. Nah, we're going to keep praying. We're going to keep dating. We're going to keep learning. We're going to keep, you know what I'm saying? Nope, oh God, I'm gonna keep giving. I know it's tighter now, but I know, like, you blessed me with a lot because I've been open-handed with you.
Yeah.
The moment I start doing this, I'm messing up my flow. You know, form though. That's form stuff. You know, that's how. So that I apply that to life, man. Like that start, float, finish.
So that form is something that we cannot just let that go. That we have to highlight the importance of this form because we are all experiencing unprecedented times right now. Like, this has been the most challenging year for everyone. And some
in my lifetime, I don't know of one more challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, our great grandkids gonna study this time. It's a difficult time. Yeah.
So to talk about form right now, and to really harp on the concept of what should I be doing during this time, you touched on it, saying, yes, I need to get back into my word because I'm not into my word as I used to be, or I haven't talked to God in 2 weeks because I'm just so distracted with worrying, or I am not in fellowship with anyone right now that is able to sow a seed in me during this season so that down the road I can look back and say, in the midst of that chaos, this seed was planted and now I'm reaping this harvest. I just really want to encourage everybody to tighten up our form. Me and myself included, making sure that I'm doing the things in the home, which I call all the time my practice field, right? So if I'm on my practice field in the home, I need to tighten up my form. I'm gonna be very transparent. You know, Rolanda and I, we had a conversation earlier today. We really didn't see eye to eye on something, and the Kenny of old, the petty Kenny would have kept or held on to that issue or that incident and would have carried it over into maybe Monday, possibly Monday night. Yep. But I said, nah, man, like you got to stop that now. And I've been working on the length of these little hiccups that we may have because we don't have time for that. More than ever, we have to be together. I can't talk about all things working together if I'm not willing to work together myself.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
So I definitely want to encourage anyone that's dealing with lack of form right now. Tighten up your form. You know, I talk about the 4 P's all the time. The prayer,
yeah. That's perfect.
prayer, Proverbs, praise and worship, and some physical activity every single day. It'll make a big difference in your life. I think you got a word for us, brother.
Bro. So shout out. This is the first Bible I ever got, bro. You see, we done been through it,
and that's
you know
what it's about.
But bro, Hebrews 12:1, bro.
Okay.
Cause I'm about to button this up. I don't know how much time we got, bro. But
for you, we got plenty of time.
All right, so look, bro. Listen. Therefore, we also, since we are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Right. So one, bro, running with endurance the race. You know, that's what the finish, like that's like that whole flow of a 400, how you got to pace it.
Yeah.
Like you got to run this race no matter how bad you want it. There's a patient running. You know, that like I got to have blinders. When you like race horses, they have, you put them in need because I can't worry about what's going on. They're going to make me run a race that's not mine.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But one piece, like how do you find the strength in the finish if your legs are burning, form's giving out? What do you do? Because for some people, they might be there like, oh, I'm already gassed.
Yeah.
Guess what gives you life down the home stretch, bro?
What's that?
The finish line. You look at the line like, oh, but it's right there. See the people at the edges. You start hearing this. Remember the great cloud of witnesses? You coming down that, and all of that influences it, bro. But the part like looking unto Jesus, bro. Like that's like when you talk about the finish line. Like as a man of faith, like sometimes the only thing I have that gives me strength is the day that'll come when the tears will stop. The day that'll come where I get to see my mom again. The day that'll come where I get to get all those questions answered. All those deals that weren't resolved in real time. Yeah. You know, like let me just fix my eyes on that. Let me really lock in on who God is in my life. Let me lock in on that. And then we talk about the Lord is my strength. Yeah. When I focus on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Lord's my strength when I focus on him. Your boy Peter was walking on water when he focused on him. The
Big
moment
facts.
he started focusing on the... No.
Yeah.
But dude, man,
We've been telling our son the scripture that we've been giving our son lately, man, to help him with, his walk is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Because there are going to be times when we're just going to be weak.
Fact.
Let's just admit that. And most of 2020, a lot of us have been weakened by this blow that we didn't know was around the corner when we were saying Happy New Year's, did we?
bro, go back at the end of this is going to be a video. Go back at the end of last year. Every preacher in the world, the year 2020, the year of vision.
I was doing it.
It's the year of vision. Get your glasses. It's going to be clearer. It's coming. Oh, it came, bro.
It came like with a haymaker.
Boom. This is what I'm realizing. This fiery season that we've been in, I said in the record, bro, real gold doesn't fear fire.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I think that me and my wife went clay spinning, like where you create vases, but you got to spin the machine and like mold it. That revelation about God being a potter and we are clay, like for years, 15 years in your marriage, almost 15 years, your life, God been molding, putting the unique divots, the shape as he taught, molding it. Once it's done being molded, bro, it can't be used to serve until after it goes through the fire. Like the clay needs fire in order to be served in, or you're gonna be pudgy. You're gonna be molded but pudgy.
Right.
But if God truly want to use you, you need that fire to harden you up, to remove them impurities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give you durability. So I'm encouraging people now who going through the fiery situation, like, nah, like this is a season that's making you.
Absolutely.
It's making, because fire, that's the fire, whenever it comes in contact with something, it changes the composition of that thing. God making us stronger, bro. But you know what was happening in the race, the idea of the race when I read that?
Yeah.
Guess what came to my mind? Perfect analogy with the track too, bro.
What's that?
Your boy, bro, Derek Redmond.
Okay.
The Barcelona Olympics, 92, the dream team. We just seen in the Last Dance, first year, they took the title. That same year, though, in the track, Derek Redmond was the favorite. He was lane 5 for the Open 400. And he done trained his whole life for this. He out there, you know how the camera zoom in on Usain working out. Usain Bolt. Like it's,
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. That's what he that guy, 92. He come out the gate, bro. First 100, he killing. Pulls his ham. I mean, this is the Olympics, bro.
This is it.
Bro, hot, like pull up, bro. You see it, bro. He on the track, bro. Everybody, I mean, they finishing. Bro. It's over, This is this scripture in action, bro. Because I don't know if you know this clip, bro. He's laying down on the track, bro. His father busts up out the stance, bro.
Yep.
Put that dude on his shoulder, bro, and he hobbling, bro. I mean, you see the dude tearing up, bro.
Yes.
But the father, medics trying to come in, father, like, I got him. I got him. I invest, this is my son. I'm not letting him die on this track. Even if I got to come down here and pick him up. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is this is our race to run, but when even we don't got nothing left in the tank, gotta bust through the crowd like, nah, bro. My shoulder's big enough. Yep, Kenny too. Who else want to go to the finish line? Because I ain't leaving you right here. You know,
he came to a place where he's not even allowed. Spectators are never allowed on the track.
How did that happen? That's it.
Right. How did he get past all those levels of barriers to get to that point where he picked up his son?
Bro.
But that's the same thing that God is doing in our lives today. Like he's busting through all types of
no barriers.
No, there are no barriers. So he's like, listen, you are mine, and you're a character in my script.
Bro,
and
facts.
We're gonna do some amazing things through any of these little challenges, hurdles, shortcomings that may come along your way. And that story is so powerful because that's us. Many of us have been knocked down this year, but God is still going to get the glory. We're still going to be victorious because the way I've looked at my transition out of sports into this next chapter of my life is that that vehicle has stalled to become a professional athlete, right? But the goals that I had during that pursuit are still attainable.
Yeah.
It's just a different vehicle.
Facts.
So it's the same promises that I was making to mom and dad or my family. They're still possible.
Facts.
So do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up on what God has called you to do, and allow Him to give you understanding as to why you had to go through these things, because He was preparing you. He was, like you were saying, molding you. Because there's things that I can honestly look back over my life and say, because of my athletic pursuit in sports, I am who I am today in certain areas of my life. Work ethic, dedication, teamwork, leadership. I point it all back to that. So God, I'm telling you, He knows what He's doing when He takes us in and out of certain vehicles, because they're only in our lives for a specific season or in a certain reason in our lives. So I just want to encourage, anyone that watches this, man, and you have done an incredible job of transitioning out of vehicles. I want to talk a little bit about that. How have you were into, I'm going to let you just go ahead and do it, man. I think you probably can share.
You know what's
funny?
funny?
You can share your story a little bit better than I can.
I'm going to be succinct because, like I said, I want to add value. Like this is broad strokes. I graduate high school. I get football and track scholarship to go to Wittenberg.
Okay.
Blew that. You know what I'm saying? Mismanaged. I wasn't disciplined. That life of freedom actually enslaved me. So I'm back home, working at J.P. Morgan Chase. Bernie Madoff happens. I'm one of 15 people brought in to build a fraud investigative unit in response to that.
Wow.
Chase was hit with a $2.3 billion fine for that Madoff shenanigans.
Wow.
And I'm the only dude in there, one, that's black, two, that doesn't have a college degree, three, that I don't have fraud experience at all.
Wow.
I was like a training assistant. So I was, being in that room helped me to, impress the right people. I also was in a call center environment where the dress code was sweats and a polo, whatever. I'm wearing a suit at 21 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because I just knew. But that created a look. I get headhunted to build a similar financial intelligence unit at Discover. I transitioned into management there. Then I was a corporate trainer. So I literally would travel and just deliver training to any of the fraud departments. I was 100% remote. Simultaneously, I was going to cosmetology school. Right, so I'm leading fraud teams in New Albany, 7 a.m. to 5:30. I would jump in the car, drive to Canal for hair school, 6 to 9. 3 years, bro.
Wow.
A program that, if you go full time is 9 months.
Right.
It took me 3 years, Plus, I interned at Kenneth's during that time. Completely different worlds. You know what I'm saying? Married in that time, or leading up to that time. Buried my mom in that time. That's, what? That was the jet fuel.
Wow.
I'm gonna come back to the Venus and Mars and what's happened. But that I found, whenever you see a tree outside that's producing fruit, that lets you know that a seed had to die. A seed gets buried and has to die before the tree can actually blossom. My mother was the reason I started cutting hair. When I pulled up on her at 10 years old, like, I'm going to 6th grade. I need to clean every day. The girls is looking. You're not getting a haircut every day, bro. Chill.
Nah, it's not happening.
But here go these clippers. Cut yourself.
Help yourself.
By 12, I'm cutting the hood up on her porch, and that's where it started. So she was that initial plant of that. I would do her hair, So I finally come to a place where I'm making that my career path, where I'm pursuing my purpose, and I don't care about pay. I had the 6-figure, but I realized that the money wasn't enough.
Nah.
Like, I'm pursuing purpose, not pay.
There you go.
So I start hair school March 2015. My mom dies in June of the same year. You know what I'm saying? So the woman who got me started, just as I'm getting started, leaves. And I just remember that actually was the thing. Like, oh yeah, you gotta be successful now. I mean, oh, you gotta kill it now.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
So I lock in, bro. I finish school. You know what I'm saying? Coming down the home stretch of school, I sat down with Charles and Deborah Penzone in their home office, you know. And it's, you know, like they're one of the biggest salons, not only in our city, but, you know, we talking U.S. They
Absolutely.
You know, and Penzone got it together. I respect the dude.
Yeah.
We talked for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was like, bro, I ain't did interviews in years. I got layers between me. But your name rings bells. Because I mean, and while I'm in this, you know, Fortune 500 area, I got purple hair and stuff. So I'm me with suits on. And, you know, it's white collar.
Yeah.
Not just white collars. It's white skin over them collars.
Yeah.
But I was being me. But he saw that you had this professional organ, like very polished skill, but also the artsy, you know. So he's like, yo, what does it look like to, you know, stylist, executive, hybrid? We was talking through that. But I had that concept of like, nah, I'm thinking of influencers who they want a one-stop experience. Like, I'm trying to get my hair done, my wardrobe, and get some content all in one. Because I can do all that. So Venus and Mars was my first step in entrepreneurship. Like, my business birthed because I saw a problem first. Like, let me create a solution.
That's so key.
Yep.
My coach, shout out to Coach K, Coach Kendall Ficklin. He's constantly on us about you gotta solve a problem. You have to be a problem solver. It's so important. You can talk your talk all day long, but if you're not solving a problem, then what are you doing?
Bro, they lied to us when they said, bro, just do what you're passionate about and the money will come. That's a lie, bro.
Nah.
The money comes if your passion fixes a problem that people
fix the
pay for.
Because that's it. Someone is looking for you to come in and solve a problem for them. They're not looking for you to come in there and make them feel good and tell them that they're great. No, they want you to be able to look these individuals in the eyes and say, if you do this, because this is what I did, and it solved my problems in my life,
you feel me?
You're going to get this.
Yeah, bro. People, that philosophy, people apply that to their social media. People don't follow you, not because your content ain't dope. You don't fix problems.
You don't fix problems.
All you take is pictures of yourself and quote Drake lyrics, bro. That ain't helping me, bro. Why I'ma follow you?
Exactly.
I want it.
Exactly.
But another pivot. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to like that. I started Venus and Mars, bro. You know what's funny is like when I went to college, when I ain't know nothing, they give him racks out. Wittenberg, 50 bands a year. You know what I'm saying? So this 18-year-old with no history and nothing, they give 50 bands to. But when you want to start your business, you know, it's all these hurdles. So with no business loans, I had to put my own racks in it, bro. And like, you know, originally in my mind, because I was 100% remote at Discover, I was like, let me just get a little suite. I could be in here. I'll take the next year to build enough clients before I can think about moving off. I paid the first year of the lease up front. How much of a discount can you give me? You know, we'll take 20% off. Boom! You know, and again, I'm a black dude in Gahan. I walk in there with a suit on, putting 20 bands on the table. He like, hey, anybody know this guy? I had their attention though.
Absolutely.
And we up on the second floor, we grinding. 30 days in, bro. When I didn't think it would happen. So my whole business plan was based on, in 12 months, we will be then able to... 30 days, bro. I made the same amount, and I was making, you know, something at Discover. I was like 30, about 45, 60 days in. Like that second full month, I was like, hold up, it's close. It's even. If I went all in on this, and I'm just the type of dude like, the opportunity of a lifetime has to be seized during the lifetime of that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
I always say that dreams don't expire, opportunities do.
You feel me? So I saw it though.
Yeah.
I was like, it's 2017, top of 2018, where like Instagram influencer was not just in the shadows anymore. Like people was getting paid on IG. I was like, oh yeah, that needs management. Because we're talking about people who are realtors, people who are doctors, like that's their expertise. If I partner with them, I worry about all they packaging. We can just, they be the expert in their thing. I can handle the hairstyle and produce the content. They match made in heaven. That's their problem that I fix. Save them time, you know. but so I had to run with it now. You know, I partnered with B White. He had the custom suit business. So I said, bet, let's take the custom suit business, Venus and Mars, and we hit the ground, bro. But it came to that point, though. This is the leap of faith where it's like, all right, I'm going to just go all in on this. I can always go back and get an anti-money laundering, you know, job.
Yeah.
I can always go back to corporate America.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful for it. Help me finance this.
Makes two of us.
But I want to throw all of my weight at this. I think I reached a point at that point where even track, I was good at it, bro. We third in the state. I wasn't lifting no weights. Bro, it was just organic. Bro.
Yeah.
But that was my philosophy. Like, that's why college was so tough for me, because it was actually hard. And it was like, oh, you can't skate through that. So I just put it to the side. But nah, for me, I was like, I want to give everything I got to this and see if we can make it work. And 6 months later, the owner of the whole building came to me like, bro, y'all booming out the seams up here. We got this space downstairs. It's 4 times bigger than anything in this whole building. But right now it's a kids facility. We will invest in y'all. We will put the cash up to transform that space into whatever you want. Just tell us what you want. We'll design it. Huh? All right, bet. That up there.
Right.
We want to take the ceiling out, make that black. I don't want floor like everybody else. Get the gray floor in here. We want the gold. Boom. So bro, we talking. This is on my year anniversary. I'm now moving into this. I went from 250 square feet, which was most of the ones in there 150. It's 250. We now at 1,000 square feet. You know what I'm saying? It is plush. You know. Then we did Dreaming with Dreamers. We did Columbus Sneaker Ball. We did Coast. We did the Molina Healthcare came to us in partnership with the Kappa. Their wine week. Is that what Kappa sip?
Kappa wine sip?
Yes. That weekend, like that whole when Morris Chestnut came to Coastside in the keynote. Venus and Mars. We had our suits in there. You know, with that weekend, Eva Pickford came. They did the fashion show at the Columbus Museum of Arts. We the only business in there, the only vendor. We on the second floor doing headshots. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So that was 2019. October comes. Presley comes to my salon. Presley Poe, hairstylist. She like the young gunner. You know what I'm saying? In the hair arena, like new to the scene, but in demand. She comes to my salon, bro. And I built an experience. It wasn't even around me. My other hairstylists in there, one did the hair color, makeup. I'm in there just serving wine and cheese, bro, being a host. They collab with Presley. Right. You know, because again, I want to add value. Like, even from an entrepreneur, my employees, that's my customer. Right. The people that work, I want that to be dope. Right. So I'm giving them opportunities, bro. At the end, it was the class from 5 to 7. Presley hangs around till 10. We just building, bro. 7 days later, this is a Monday. No, this is on God, bro. Monday the show. Wednesday, I didn't know Presley before that because I brokered, it was brokered between the middleman who knew her. She DM'd me like, I talked to Babyliss about you Wednesday, And I was like, I get a lot of things in my DM that I curve. So I was just like, I just hit her with the eye emoji, like, what you want me to say? Yeah. Saturday, she DMs me and says, yo, call me when you're free. Sends her number. I'm doing hair. I'm in the salon like, you know what I'm saying? So I hit her and she like, yo, whoop-de-whoop, this who you need to contact on something. I thought they working on something and I brought your name up. It'll be a dope thing. That Monday, I sketched. So we talking 7 days after I brought Presley. I'm on the phone with Dennis, the director of marketing at Babyliss. He the one built that barber super team with, Jalen Rose's barber. You've been seeing the picture going crazy online.
The one with the part.
Yes, Andy Authentic. Like, he on the Babyliss barber team. Rob the Original. Them dudes got clippers designed after them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we about to do the same thing in the stylist arena. What we did with the clipper. Presley Poe, the first one on our team. And when I said, yo, who else should be on the team? She like, yo, this dude in Columbus, you know. And he said, we looked at your social media. They ain't see me do hair, bro. They don't even, and they made an offer on the phone. Like, it wasn't an interview. It was like, yo, how do these figures sound?
Yeah, we need you on the squad.
And I was like, yeah, let me talk to my CFO, man, and make sure that makes sense. I'm the CFO. Yes, we do.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move that up just a tad, but whatever,
Right.
that and simultaneously though, this is how again. I don't want to run out your time here. With the Facebook audience, how they feeling,
man? This is
if we rolling, because I think that again, if you at least gonna capture it, you gotta ask the people.
Yeah, give me 1 second because I think
did your
IG done messed around and
was it more than 60 minutes?
Don't know.
It might have been.
They ended it on IG though, but we not at the 60-minute mark though.
Oh, okay, bet.
I am going to hop on Facebook because I don't want to ignore our audience.
Yeah. Go ahead and pull that up because this is where the trouble starts. Is some questions in there?
Yeah. Y'all need a pair of lapels. This is.
Is that Aaron in there?
Hakeem Town said that we need a pair of lapels. This is good stuff.
We need a pair of lapels?
Yeah.
Lapel mics?
Lapel mics, probably Trace or Maestro with the clips. Absolutely. Devin Aline said that's good. So there's quite a few people that chimed in, but there's no questions in here though.
I got you.
Yeah, so we good.
Well, bet. Well, again, dude, because this is remember you asked me the hurdles that come up in the race that weren't there when you started.
Mm-hmm.
We 18 months in, and I'm a sponsored hair artist with one of the biggest tool companies in the world. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even think I was gonna come off my job. I left my Discover like 2 months after starting at Venus and Mars.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, man, I'm all in on this. I'm putting in 12-hour days, bro. 6 days a week, bro.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And what was crazy is like the applause that I would get online. Like, they ain't hustling. I'm inspired by that, bro. Like, that was my medicine. Because what I noticed is like all this, when my mother died, I never stopped to grieve it. I got 30 years of trauma. I realized that I just hit the ground running in my career so hard that I'm just running away from the pain. I'm running on fractures. I ain't getting no surgeries. I'm just running faster and harder. And it reached a point because right when I signed with Babylus, I took on to create the communications director in one church. So we social media, marketing, on stage performance, like developing all that.
Yeah.
And then I would leave that and go work at Venus and Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was 7 days a week for 6 months straight, bro. And it reached a point where my wife fed up because she ain't the priority.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this was literally this was a week and a half run here where I have to resign from one church, which felt like a breakup. You know what I'm saying? I'm at capacity. This is a high performance role. I'm gassed. I gotta tell my friend, like, yeah, I know I said 6 months ago we gonna take over the world, but man, I gotta, then a week later, because in my mind, like, if I put down one church, I'll be able to focus on the salon.
Right.
That ain't getting the nourishment it need because I'm all over here. Thought I had a management situation here, but once I said yes to this, that fell through. So I don't want to renege yet.
Yeah.
So I thought I could do both, but by like Valentine's Day of 2020, it's like, nah. So I resigned from that.
Wow.
Finished that through the end of February. So March 1st come, like, yes. Finally got that margin. Woo! God, let's get it. 2020, I knew it was here. It's a year of vision. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Your book. I got my whole summer booked up with Babylus. I got the salon. We locked in. Rudy Gobert happens. Next day, the NCAA cancels the tourney.
The tournament. Yep.
Then that shut the world down.
It did.
My entire summer canceled with Babylus because ain't no shows. Less than 24 hours notice, Governor DeWine says you got to shut the salon down and you can't do house calls. So it's like, oh, snap. What your Instagram bio say? Don't it say entrepreneur? Because you're going to have to earn that title right now. It was cute when it was an option.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now you got to piece it together, you know? And I went after it, dude. And pivoting now to where leaning into digital content creation, pick back up music. Because that was something I put down in 2015 when I decided to go to hair school. I knew I couldn't have two side hustles and also be a faithful husband.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And like my employer
Yeah.
can't throw them to the side. They financing it.
Right.
They get love. My family got love. Pick a side hustle.
Yeah.
I picked the salon industry first because of competitive advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a unicorn there. Every black dude that look like me want to rap.
Mm-hmm.
But they ain't my only gift. I can go over here. I can educate there, be on stage there.
Yeah.
And just leverage that brand equity to do music, but point people back to books and point people to, you know.
Exactly.
You know, so that's where I'm at now, but we're building it in real time, you know. And that's a lot of shifting. And
it is, but I think it goes back to what you were talking about within that race where you're gonna get fatigued at times, and there's gonna be some challenges, right? Mm-hmm. But being able to keep your form, and I think that the form is nothing without a strong core.
Oh yeah, bro.
And I believe that at your core, everything that you talk about, everything that you share on social media exudes nothing but your commitment to obedience, being a faithful husband, putting God first. That is really the engine to you having this form to even tap into. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm seeing, and that's what I have been able to admire about your pursuit and what you've been doing. So your music that I'm hearing, it's super dope to know somebody who is like how you show a lot of love to Swoop, right? So do I. Like you said, Swoop is in your top 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they ain't even come out yet. I let you hear. I let him hear some exclusive.
Okay.
He out here dropping the gym.
My bad. I can't help it, man. I can't help it. Like I listen.
It's something special.
I listen to this stuff all
Swoop.
the time, man. Like and to hear how like you talked about like what you was explaining with the real gold, like you go into that story. At the end of Real Gold, I encourage you, if you're watching this, go to his IGTV and listen to the end. And it's off of that common beat, off of It's Your World, right?
Yep.
And,
Jay Dilla.
Yeah, yep. So you're able to like vibe with a track that I'm sure all of us have vibe with, but you got to hear that story at the end because he's talking about that. And he's talking about some of the things that many of us are going through by going through this fiery season of our lives, right?
Yeah.
So this music thing, like, what can we expect from this? Because obviously you got some dope stuff. You hot, like you.
Yeah.
But I'm learning that this isn't something that you just came out of the blue with. This is something that you set on the side for a while and you brought it back.
Yeah. Yeah, so back then, even in 2015, like I had the skill to rap, but I think it was similar to the dude who's really dope at the cages, but like couldn't go to the league because he didn't understand the game.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? I could rap good, like I had the handle, I had the shot. You know what I'm saying per se, but how to run a team, how to actually. So me putting it down and then going and cutting my teeth in business. I had to. Even though I did it for a Fortune 500 company, I wouldn't build in their org charts. You know, I build my team org chart, but when you build everything from the ground up, like I needed that season of training so I could come pick up music. But now I'm using it in a capacity where music is just a medium of communication. I'm a content director is really what I am. Like my ability to communicate, you know, inspiration, motivation through video, you know, telling stories. And anytime you're making videos online, what do you got to go hunt for? Every video need music in it.
Right.
So the content that I'm about to make, the shows that are about to release on my channel, you know, we got a lot of stuff coming. It's just my music is the soundscape of the content that I'm creating. So instead of like I'm gonna use a Swoop beat, but when I drop Barber videos, the song in the back is my song too.
So like you talking about raise the price, like for example.
That's just the first of, you know, of a few. But
check out that raise the price, by the way.
Man, you know,
that raise the price went hard. I mean,
the text messages that I got afterward went hard when I announced it.
But what did that do for you personally, though? If you don't know what he's talking about, he's actually talking about like raising the price,
the entire price,
like leveling up. You know, not playing no games and letting people know. Letting the market know you got this is where I value myself. This is where I value my services. And I think that a lot of us have to start doing that in life too.
You know what it was? I don't even know if it was a value of myself as it was more of a value of my time. Because what I realized about me is there's so many different arenas that I need to plug into. The most liberating thing that I did, and what forced me to raise the price, was when I sat down during quarantine, and for the first time in my life, I sat in front of a calendar, and I told my time what to do. You know what I'm saying? Here's my categories of my life. I'm a parent. I'm a husband. I got health and wellness, rest and refuel, meetings. You know what was last? Work.
Wow.
So I built all my time in with my kids, my wife, my rest, my refuel, my creative time, my meetings. The last thing I built in was work. And then I said, well, that's how many hours per week I'm investing in work. In order for me to invest that amount of time, how much do I need to make from it? Oh, there's a figure. Do simple math. If you're committing this many hours to it and you want to make this, I only got 12 slots a week. You know what I'm saying? I got memberships. Once people buy the membership, them slots dwindle quick. So people like, man, 100 a cut. What?
Yeah.
I come every week. Well, we have options.
Yeah.
You know? But like for me, honestly, it helped me to the confidence to say my time reflects my heart and values.
Facts.
I don't spend more time working than I do with my family. I don't. So it got really expensive to get me out the house. You know, I'm creating other opportunities that allow me to be home, to be the thing that I didn't even know there was value in being a husband and a father. I was just telling Greg the other day, like all my heroes, bro, like people that like everybody's here, MLKs, TD Jakes, you know what I'm saying? Some of my dudes in business, like none of them are like champions for being dope husbands and fathers. They're business owners, they're pastors, they're leaders, they're activists. But I'm sitting back like, bro, 7 out of 10 households of people that look like me didn't have 2 parents in it.
Facts.
Didn't have a dad, didn't have a template. So you got all these people finding themselves in work and in accomplishments, not because they don't know they need to be a dad, they just don't know how. And men don't like to play games they don't think they can win.
Facts.
It's like, I'd rather just not be that than to be failing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I want to be good at this. I actually want to do it well and invest the time. So my son, my great grandson, you know, somebody who comes to my mind a lot. I think I share this with you, and we can find a place to land after this because this is my heart, bro. This motive. If anybody engages me for the rest of my life, this is what I'm working on.
Okay.
My great grandson, 170 years from now, I did the math, right? He's going to come, bro. 170 years ago, we late 1800s. So, you know, like imagine your great grandfather writing journals, sharing his story, dropping gems. This is how you be a husband. You know, the reality is, and this is where black people struggle, bro, that our lineage couldn't read and write. They couldn't translate that. And even if they could, it was illegal. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't stumbling across some 6th generation journal because my grandpa couldn't write.
Facts.
But bro, can you imagine coming across something like that and they, oh my God, change his life, bro. But we got the ability to do that for the generations that come after us.
That's powerful.
We can change that. So how do I go through life right now in such a way that I'll have the scars. I'll learn the lesson. I don't know what it's like to, bro, you're going to have to bury porn. You can't just not, you're going to have to actually prioritize how you spend money, how you spend your time, how you cherish your wife, how you talk to your sons in front of your mother or in front of his mother, because that's framing how he perceives how you relate to women, you know?
Big facts. So,
you know what I'm saying? Big facts. We're talking facts coming in. Right. But yeah, man, you know, we have to do like a part 2 or something. We can really get in the weeds.
Oh, we definitely going to do some more. I'm excited for us to even have this opportunity to just collab on this conversation, man.
It's much needed.
It's been life-changing for me on a lot of levels because we're all running a race. And if I don't take anything from what you shared today, is it's not so much about who you're racing against, because you put me right back into the horses and they have blinders, right? But it's about who you're training with.
Oh my God.
That right there in itself is a life-changing concept for me that I'm going to continue, because I've always I've always been cautious and mindful of who I associate myself with, because I'm striving for greatness. I want to be the best husband, father, entrepreneur, whatever God has called me to be. I want to do it at the highest level, right? But to be in partnership with other men that are doing it at a high level too, it's a game changer, man.
You need sparring partners.
I was just about to say sparring partners, bro.
Like, that's, you only as good as a boxer as your sparring partner.
Facts.
If your sparring partner's trash, you don't think you dope until you really get out there and run with some hitters, bro.
Big facts.
So,
Big facts.
marketing, finance, public speaking, whatever your thing is, you gotta go spar with people who can punch you in the face.
Absolutely. So I have Tiana says on Facebook, he is a great storyteller. I'm tuned in with a bunch of exclamation points.
Inspired by TC, TraceCarter.com. It's everywhere. Let's
Yeah.
connect, because
She's asking where's your IG. So
Inspired by TC. Yep.
Inspired by TC. I highly encourage everyone to go and follow him on social media. He has a project out. Go to TraceCarter.com. Support what he has going on. You will not be disappointed. This guy has he's helped me in a lot of ways just by giving me something else to add to my tool belt or to my arsenal to listen to, because I admire his transparency in his lyrics. Like, your lyrics are just super dope, and the beats are just nasty too. So like,
shout out my executive producing team. My
Man.
dude Rock Springs, bro.
Hey.
He underground right now, bro. But I'm telling you,
Rock Springs is underground,
he know how to find what's right.
he's about to be elevated for sure. He won't be a secret for long.
I mean, he a behind the scenes guy. Most people will never know him, but
That's what's up.
They'll see him through me.
I respect that. I respect that. So, man, Trace, it's been an incredible time. I appreciate you just taking time out of your busy schedule. I value your time. This has been another great conversation here on the On Deck Circle. Go to KennyRHampton.com to learn more. Follow me on IG and Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Kenny R. Hampton. And let's continue to walk this walk together, trusting and believing that all things are working together for our good. Everybody, have yourselves a great evening.
And get that Underdog book.
Yes, absolutely. Perfect,
That
man.
was fun, man.
That was a blast,
Give me
man.
that. Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
This is good, man. You got some skill, dude.
Man, I'm telling you, man. God, I don't know what he's up to with this, but